I am going to do a world record of 1,000 men in 24 hours.
And have you slept with a father and son at the same time?
Yes, yeah. I think that's brilliant.
As promised, I'm outside Nottingham-Trent University, as I said I would, to pleasure as many uni students in 2 weeks. I want to sleep with 130 legal 18-year-olds. And you can go for as many rounds as you want. You can finish wherever you want. So come and get me on my knees and let me celebrate you getting into uni, boys.
And Bonnie have got countless guys lined up, ready to us. Oh, how many shoes are you guys counting? Wait.
In a matter of a few months, Bonnie Blue has become one of the internet's most hated figures. From preying on 18-year-olds to breaking world records, how did this young woman with a seemingly normal upbringing and a promising corporate career end up here? Is it all for money and attention? Just how far is she willing to go for some notoriety? And what can we learn from it? Welcome back to Stillcake, where we discuss various topics of online media and pop culture. I'm your host, Cake, and let's dive into today's subject. To understand how Bonnie Blue became the Mr. Beast of the adult film industry, we have to go back to 1999. Tia Emma Billinger was born on May 14th, 1999 in Derbyshire, a county near Nottingham, England, where she was raised in a stable, middle-class home by her mother, Sarah Billinger, and stepfather, Nicholas Elliot. This will become important later, trust me. With a younger sister and parents who made good money, the family enjoyed annual holidays and a comfortable, middle-class lifestyle. Tia attended public school where she was an average student, earning mostly B's and C's. She was part of the popular group and had a passion for dance, participating in ballet, tap dance, street dance, and freestyle, and going on to win national competitions. Good for her. Although she had this talent, Tia knew that becoming a professional dancer was not going to be easy. So she decided to settle and study to become a midwife. Despite this, however, she ultimately chose not to pursue higher education, leaving school before completing her A-levels. She realized that without college, she needed to find another way to make money, and fast. Tia immediately entered the workforce, landing a job in recruitment at Selic Partnership in Derby, before moving to other firms in 2018 and 2019, where she was a recruiter until 2021. Yeah, I really went down the Bonnie Blue rabbit hole for this video, and trust me, it's deep. So y'all better appreciate. At 15, Tia started dating a boy who came from a very wealthy family. They stayed together for 9 years, eventually marrying in 2022 and moving to Australia's Gold Coast together. Tia's friends thought she was set for life, but she had much bigger plans. In May of 2023, at 25 years old, Tia found out about camming through TikTok. She was intrigued because doing this would allow her to stay home, make her own money, and be her own boss. To her, it seemed like an easy way to escape the 9-to-5 grind she was used to. How camming works is women advertise themselves on a website, chat with viewers, and persuade them to enter a private room, where they then earn money per minute. She did camming for 2 weeks, but her viewers were asking for more. And what did she do? Well, she gave them more. Sensing an opportunity, she capitalized on this seemingly fleeting moment of fame and joined the infamous Blue app. You know the one. By this point, Tia, who now went by Bonnie Blue, had only slept with 5 people. A pretty tame number considering what comes next. Her following grew very quickly, and she began collaborating with other stars on the platform. As expected, Bonnie and her husband got divorced, ending their decade-long relationship. I wonder why. She claims the reason is them growing apart. Or maybe, he just wasn't happy with her legs growing apart, if you know what I mean. Bonnie seemed to like the money and attention she was receiving, but she wanted more. So she decided to shift gears. In late 2023, she embarked on a path that would lead to worldwide condemnation.
Good evening. There is outrage tonight over a major schoolies scandal.
They call barely legal 18-year-olds. So high school graduates can meet with them to help create content for their OnlyFans pages.
She traveled to Australia for Schoolies Week, which is a week-long celebration for Australian high school graduates. She posted her address online and allowed these high school graduates to queue up to sleep with her at no cost. The catch? She gets to film it all and post it online for millions to see. How did she even find these guys?
In the room.
Wait, how does that work?
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll give you a bit of backstory.
Yeah, go on.
So I shared my location online. I was like, this is where I'm going to be.
Okay.
Like, let me pleasure you. And there was a massive queue of it went all the way around the corner. People was waiting for over 8 hours.
After Australia, Bonnie continued her tour of college hotspots, traveling to Cancun, Mexico to seek out American college students who were on spring break holiday, later claiming she slept with 122 of them. She also traveled to England for Freshers' Week, which is an orientation week for first-year college students. Bonnie stood outside Nottingham Trent University with a sign that read, "Uni students, bonk me and let me film it." Gross. And guess who helped her make that sign? Her own mother. This led to her sleeping with 158 students. By now, Bonnie was earning upwards of £600,000 a month. But that wasn't enough. In 2024, she tried to pull these stunts again in Fiji and Australia, but these countries were not playing with her. When she made plans to go back to Australia for Schoolies Week, an online petition was created calling for her 12-month visitor visa to be cancelled. More than 20,000 concerned residents signed the petition, leading to her visa being cancelled because she planned to undertake paid work, which is illegal under the conditions of her visitor visa. She also tried going to Fiji in November 2024, but Fiji's Deputy Prime Minister, Viljami Gavoka, released a statement saying that Bonnie's visa would be cancelled because she and another creator were looking to offer free indelicate favors to young men who are 18 years old, and that these individuals are harmful to the image of Fiji as a tourist destination. Good on ya, Fiji. Basically, Australia and Fiji hit her with the
"She's not coming to my house."
Bonnie's justification. She said she wanted to make videos that the average Joe could relate to. Unlike the polished, overly produced videos posted online, she wanted her content to be educational, real, and raw. While that makes sense in theory, why is she going after barely legal 18-year-olds? Bonnie says that sleeping with her provides these teenagers a safe and controlled environment to lose their V cards and do the deed. She says that there's security on the door. She checks their IDs, makes them sign consent forms, ensures they're sober, and lets them choose whether or not they want to show their face on video. She makes the argument that if 18-year-olds can enlist in the army, drink, and drive, why can't they sleep with her? It's legal, and if parents are worried, well, they should raise the age of consent.
If you think your 18-year-old son doesn't want to sleep with me, then you really need to get out from living under a rock. It's their bodies, they're consenting. And if you have an issue, up the age of consent. Or send the government in with me to join me in the bedroom, because I'm happy either way.
And what about these kids' mental health? This is what Bonnie has to say.
How do you assess that they're mentally capable of it not affecting them?
Yeah, well, as long as they're 18, their like sort of mental health and stuff isn't my I guess priority or focus.
Yeah, but let's dig deeper. Say a teenager got a fake ID. I know when I was in high school, so many of my friends had one, and they looked super legit. So if an underage teenager got a fake ID and went to one of Bonnie's events, if you can even call them that, who's to blame?
If they've lied and then they've like gone and slept with someone and they're underage, it's their fault. Like they shouldn't be lying to people.
They're going to see that.
No, I know, but
older
that's
man
wrong.
has sex with a younger woman.
Yeah.
So it's the problem.
Yeah, but the girl's manipulated and lied to him.
100%.
But she's a child.
Bonnie also condones cheating by targeting married men and university professors, believing that too many women nowadays are lazy when it comes to maintaining their marital love lives.
Do you think it's okay that men cheat on their wives with you?
100%.
Why?
Because women are lazy. Like if you ask the average person, when's the last time your wife went down on him? They're going to say it's ages ago.
Yeah, a real dime we're talking about here. Sleeping with teenagers didn't get Bonnie enough attention. So what was the next logical step? Break a world record, of course, and become the Mr. Beast of the adult film industry. Bonnie set a goal to sleep with 1,000 men in 12 hours to break the world record held by American adult performer Lisa Sparks, which, by the way, Sparks herself came out to say that it was not true and that she only slept with 150 men in one day. Still nasty, but not as bad. Catching one body can be traumatizing. Imagine catching 1,000? God save our people. How would this even work logistically? There are 43,000 seconds in 12 hours, so that means Bonnie would have to sleep with one guy every 45 seconds. A security guard who worked the event stated there were a lot of guys in their late teens and early 20s. There were a few older guys. I'm 42, and I was probably the oldest one there. First of all, going back to the safe and controlled environment Bonnie claims to provide, how can she possibly check the IDs of that many people? It's simply not possible. And you know who agrees? The famous Blue app themselves. The video was taken down, with a spokesperson telling the Daily Mail, "To keep our community safe, we verify the age, identity, and consent of all parties featured in explicit content on the platform. We do not allow a large number of non-OF creators to be featured on an account, even where release forms have been provided." But why did she even want to do this? In one interview, she says, "Me sleeping with 1,000 people allows me to say thank you to all the people that have got me to where I am." Girl, bah, you did it for clout. Because on another podcast, she says,
I want to break the mold and I want to break records. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
But what mold are you trying to break?
Bonnie admitted that she did not take a break for the first 7 hours and that following the event, she had been left with a sore back and legs. The aftermath looked horrific. I mean, the room was looking like a crime scene. And guess who helped her clean that up? Her own mother.
Oh, it's a family business.
Oh, it is.
My mum, my dad, my sister, everyone.
What do you mean?
Yup. Her parents and sister support her. Her mom helps her make signs, cleans the rooms after scenes, hands out flyers, and is proud of her. If Bonnie's happy, she's happy. But what about the barely legal thing? Mama says,
morally, isn't it wrong to invite 18-year-olds that are unaware of what their future holds?
They're 18 though, the legal. What?
Yeah, but...
Mother of the Year, everyone. Money is obviously much more important than her daughter and the children of the world. Scary stuff. And Dad? Oh, Dad is more than proud.
What does your dad say about it?
Honestly, he loves it. And he's just proud seeing how happy I am, how much I've been able to support the family. And it's like, it's really changed my life and my family's life for the foreseeable.
Yeah.
So
He finds the work she does fascinating and even has a QR code leading to her page on the back of his phone case. Not only that, but Bonnie had an ink stamp made for her clients which says, I slept with Bonnie Blue, which she tried on her dad.
I've got these stamps and it says like, I slept with Bonnie Blue. I want to sleep with Bonnie Blue and stuff. And like, I was practicing them on my dad and my dad was like, I need to go to the pub after this. And he's got like stamps all up his arms to say he slept with his daughter.
What kind of parent jokes like that? With their own daughter, no less. Bonnie paid off the mortgage on the family home and is making millions a year. It's no wonder why the family's morals went out the window.
What has Bonnie achieved doing it in your eyes?
Well, where are you going next month? Yeah, we're going on a really nice holiday.
Yeah. Following the 1000 Men video, wanting even more attention, Bonnie began hinting that she might be pregnant. Aha! Who's the daddy? You're gonna have to DNA... You're gonna have to DNA test all of England. She posted an Instagram story showing a mix of noodles, pickles, and chocolate sauce with the hashtag cravings, and posted photos of herself with the caption, "It's giving MILF vibes." But a few days later, Bonnie came out to say that the rumors were not true and was promising to pay for someone's IVF treatment. Okay, someone had some media training. There's also a lot of confusion about Bonnie's age, with many people saying she looks a lot older than 25. She's British, guys, come on. No, I'm just kidding. But I did find that the one thing she is not lying about is her age, because in 2018, her bestie posted for her 18th birthday, making her 25 today. Now, Bonnie claims that nothing in her childhood happened that could explain why she went into this line of work. But looking through her Twitter, I found something very interesting. In 2014, when Bonnie was 15 years old, she posted a picture of a handwritten letter she received from her biological father, with the caption, "Love receiving letters from my dad. Really wish I knew him." That same year, she also posted about having a half-brother and sister she never met. Now, of the many hour-long podcasts and interviews I've watched of Bonnie, and trust me, it was many, she never once mentioned her biological father or siblings. A girl growing up with an absent father may experience feelings of abandonment, inadequacy, or a subconscious need to seek male validation elsewhere. It's not a stretch to think that Bonnie, knowingly or not, may have sought out male attention in her adult life to fill the emotional gap left by her absent father. Bonnie might not want to admit that her childhood played a role in her career choices, but looking at these early signs, it's hard to ignore the possibility. From robberies, diseases, and constant threats to her life, are these risks really worth the rewards? To Bonnie, the answer is yes. She was filming a video one afternoon with 23 guys, and after finishing the video, they robbed her, and came back later that night to rob her again. But thankfully for Bonnie, she was sleeping with a new group of guys who were able to stop them. I don't even know what to say. And despite all this, despite being treated like an object, despite the very real risks of diseases and physical violence, she keeps going. And how does she not get turned off by these men? Well, in her own words,
that guy was really fat and old, so do you never get put off by what they look like?
No, my whole thing, I love pleasuring, and that's what turns me on. So if they're having a good time, I'm having a good time.
Okay, but...
For these teens whose brains are not fully developed yet, they don't understand the ramifications of their actions. I mean, they just graduated high school the other day where they had to ask to use the bathroom, and now they're making graphic videos that will exist on the internet forever. In my opinion, your first time should be with someone you truly love and want to be with, not an internet clout chaser who's willing to do anything for attention. But hey, what do I know? I've read and watched so much Bonnie content this week.
I'm done. Cut the show. I'm done.
Not that content. But in her interviews and articles, she seems very smart and calculated. So it wouldn't be surprising if she's just trolling and rage baiting and found a formula that works. But there are lines you can't cross. Because she's not just exploiting desperate 18-year-olds, it's also at the expense of her own sanity and other young girls who may be tempted to go down the same path. Bonnie says she'll stop when she stops enjoying it, or probably when the money stops flowing in. And when that day comes, expect a redemption arc, a viral Why I Quit YouTube video, and a business course on how to monetize your brand. The hustle never stops. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Cake out!